At the Monaco Diamond League 2020, on Friday the 14th of August, the two mammoths of 1500 metre running went head to head. These giants of modern day running are Timothy Cheruiyot and Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who've had a great rivalry between each other for the last year or so. But since Covid struck, the two have hardly raced, with the most recent being the Impossible Games on the 11th of June. However, this wasn't a fair competition, as Cheruiyot had to deal with horrible weather conditions and a high altitude. As a result, Jakob came out on top with a new European record of 4:50.1, showcasing his extreme fitness, unlike Cheruiyot, where a time of 5:03.05 wasn't a true representation of where he was at. This all led up to the 14th of August in Monaco, where it was anyone's guess who would prevail. But no one would have predicted what would happen next in a bizarre and confusing race. Right from the start, Cheruiyot went out hard following his trusted pacers. However, this would turn out to be a bad move for Cheruiyot, as the pacers went out ridiculously fast, going through the first lap in 52.59 seconds, which was comfortably ahead of world record pace. As Cheruiyot and the two pacers stretched out a huge gap between the rest of the race, it was up to Ingebrigtsen to close it, who was leading the chase pack, closely followed by his older brother Philip. Expectedly, Timothy Cheruiyot could not hold this astonishing pace, going through 800 metres at 1:51.24, with the chase pack just a few metres behind. The next lap saw both of Cheruiyot's pacers drop out, leaving him out front with 400 metres to go, followed closely by Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Philip Ingebrigtsen and Jake Whiteman, who was running the race of his life. With Timothy Cheruiyot now caught by the chase pack, who had run a much more even race, the incredible pace he set off at could now prove costly for him, with his pacers putting him in a terrible position. Most people in Cheruiyot's position, with his legs most definitely burning and Jakob Ingebrigtsen right on his shoulder, would call it a day there, and write it off as not their race, but not him. Cheruiyot dug in his heels and was still leading with 100 metres to go, with Jakob still on his shoulder and Jake Whiteman following closely behind, defying all expectations in third place. But the race came down to the last 100 metres, where Cheruiyot held off an outstanding Jakob Ingebrigtsen to come out with the victory and an amazing world-leading time of 3:28.45. Jakob then followed very closely behind in 3:28.68, incredibly breaking another European record. And Jake Whiteman is certainly not to be ignored, who also ran an excellent time of 3:29.47, beating the 3:30 barrier and running a new personal best. This means that Jakob and Cheruiyot will now place 7th and 8th all time in the 1500 metres, and with much more sensible pacing, I'm sure both of them can run much faster. But one thing to be noted from this race is the incredible mental strength of Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who at only 19 years of age is showing incredible maturity. Even the most experienced athletes in his position would not be able to hold back from chasing down Cheruiyot from the get-go, but he showed bags of maturity and experience, holding back and running his race perfectly. But that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out some of our other videos, and it would be great if you could help out the channel by liking and subscribing.